What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. We're going to go ahead and get Orwell fired up here this morning. It's a nice, cool, crisp morning. We're getting ready to go to Oshkosh, pick up a load, and take it to Manitowoc, Wisconsin. That's the basic game plan for today. So with that, let me go ahead and start the video. Obviously, we're here at my shop. It's not even sun up, but whatever, it is what it is, right? Sometimes it's the way it goes. With that, we got to get Orwell going. Our basic game plan for today is we're going to go down to Oshkosh, load up a load, a little quick local load, because, well, things are a little slow right now. So we're going to run this little local load, Oshkosh to Manitowoc, and then by the time we're done with that, we should have stuff at the yard ready to ride. That'll get us an over the weekend run. That's the basic idea. So with that, let me go ahead and get the star to show Orwell fired up. Now, who's Orwell? For those that are new to the channel, Orwell is my 1984 Peterbilt 362 Cabover. 7FB variant of a 3406B Caterpillar engine. We're getting ready to fire up, make some noise. But with that, Orwell, 1984 truck. George Orwell wrote the book 1984. Peterbilt built the truck, and that's how we got to Orwell. All right, with that, enough yapping. We got crap to do. Let's get them fired up and get this day started, even though the sun hasn't even started yet. Alrighty, we got Orwell running. We did that. Let me get my breakfast going. I want to let Orwell run for a couple of minutes. That way you're not driving out, as soon as you get going. So I figured I'd bring leftover dinner for breakfast. Run them in the nuker. Jen makes the best London broil, so I tend to cheat. What I'll do is I'll eat a good hearty dinner. And then a lot of times leftover dinner is my breakfast a lot of days, so that's basically the plan. It's not really the best idea to start driving a diesel right after you fire. You do want to let them warm up a little bit. Just let the liners try to evenly heat up more rather than throw immediate heat to it by, hammering on it and go down the road as soon as you crack it loose. So that's the idea. Gives me time to eat breakfast. Problem is, if you think about it, I could get up in the morning, eat breakfast, then come here, but then once I fire up Orwell, I kind of, pace back and forth, aimlessly waiting for the truck to heat up. So, I don't know, this way I figured, I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I'm not really pressed for time. I got 45 minutes to be out of here. I'm not going to wait that long though, but that's the idea. I'll eat breakfast while the truck is heating up, basically. That's the idea. Ooh, yummy. Alrighty, let's eat. I kind of forgot I took my tables down while I was cleaning up here last. So I'll just use the catwalk of the old Ford CL 9000 for a dinner table plate. Now behind me, of course, is the old chapel trailer. I've yet to figure out when I'm going to release what the plan is with it, but I will eventually soon. I'm just trying to figure out when. I do know what we're gonna do. And we're planning on getting started. Maggie was gonna come in yesterday to start cutting up the fifth wheel, but you know, she's part-time as needed, so her regular job, she needed to pull overtime yesterday, so she didn't come in yesterday. Hopefully today, maybe this weekend, who knows. Long story short, we're gonna start working on the rot underneath the trailer. Most of the trailer has aluminum cross members, but there are sections that are steel. So the fifth wheel plate, it's actually a mix of cross members and a fifth wheel itself. The structure above seems pretty good, just from what I can see through the phone. You know, sticking my phone camera through the holes. But the bottom plate is pretty thin. You know, moisture and dirt and just grime sat on there for a while. Animals build nests, which of course thin the metal. So we're gonna cut the steel down, see what kind of structure we got left, either weld new steel to it or pull the whole structure down and rebuild it or rework it. Once we're done with that, we'll get started on the cross members over the landing gears. But I have to make more supports because those landing gears got to come out and be repaired or replaced. So I have to make some kind of steel structure to hold the trailer up while the trailer's being worked on. Could put a truck underneath it, but that kind of blocks up some of the cross members and the truck sticks out the door. Alrighty, breakfast is eaten. Let's get on down the line, huh? Get the show on the road. Nice crisp day. It's starting to get, you know, at least up here in Wisconsin, it's starting to cool off. September 1st today. So this weekend's Labor Day weekend. Summer's over. Kinda. But you guys know what time it is. Startup, where are we at? About 110, 105 degrees on the water. Well, she wasn't up to full operating temp, but warm enough. I don't know, how long you think you need to idle it off to warm it up, you know? I didn't leave the green AP run last night, so just no need for that. It's not wasn't that cold. Room in the shop if I made room to get it inside. Obviously wintertime, it's what I do. The truck sits in, I've always affectionately called it mini Key West because it's still nice down in the Keys even in the winter. But it's cold up here, so. But yeah, it's getting to be, you know, I don't know when official summer is over and it goes to fall, but
I like it better in the summer just because I like the warm, I like the heat. I don't mind sweating. I do not like being cold. I know, why do I live here? Believe me, we've gone over round and round and round with this. But nonetheless, temperature's changing. Pretty scenery out though. There's a little bit of ground fog created by the temperature changes up and down, you know. It's still pretty. They want us down there, so we got plenty of time. To go to Oshkosh, they tend to allow 45 minutes. It don't take that long. How everybody considers like Memorial Day weekend the official start of summer and Labor Day the end of summer. But oftentimes, see, where I grew up, you went to school all the way into like early June. So summer vacation started when school ended. But usually school started like early September, right after Labor Day. Up here, when Matthew went to high school here in Wisconsin, school sometimes started before, sometimes after not Memorial Day, Labor Day. And even when he was in Pennsylvania, when he lived with his mom, it was kind of most oftentimes, that was the dumbest school system on planet Earth, because they would start it like the week before Labor Day. I'm like, really? You start them off in a 3-day weekend. Why you gotta, I mean, you can't just hold up? That school district was insane. So I'm glad he didn't do high school there, because middle school in that town was terrible. I don't know how Sean got through it, to be honest. My older son's young. Now I don't have to worry about none of that. Don't have kids at home. Maybe one day grandkids, but done with babies. Not with the babies. To do a local load, like do a local load, that's what I'm doing. Like regularly, like have a local job, you know. Get up at a crisp hour in the morning, get going, work till 3, 4, 5, and then go home. Sure. I put in the time yesterday, believe me. By the time I got done delivering my load, running that other load that I ran, going home, and then editing the video that I did that's going to drop tonight, I probably put in like 16 hours. Then get up in the morning and do it again. So, you know, that's all right. We'll see what tonight brings. I might be home in a decent hour, I might not. That's kind of the up in the air. You never know. Because today, for this video at least, we'll run this load. But then, to be honest, for the rest of the day, after we run this load, we're trying to put LTL freight together, is what was told to me yesterday. So I may have to run around, pick some crap up before I go to the yard. I might just go straight to the yard. Either way, I gotta load up at the yard if everything goes well. And then I gotta come home. So by the time I get home, it could be late. I mean, we don't get the truck loaded until 4 or 5 in the afternoon, maybe even later. And then I got to turn around and drive all the way home. You know, it's an hour and a half from my shop to the yard. So, you know, you figure you get out of there, tie the load down, get it loaded at 5, tie it down. God knows how long that could take. If you got to tarp it or who knows what. It could be 30 minutes, it could be 2-3 hours. And then turn around and come home. I might not be home till 9 o'clock at night. It's like 6 in the morning now, so, you know, it's just how it goes, you know, up in the air stuff. But we'll see, you know, it's just how it, you know, it's a working man's crush. Got to be done, you know, because what else are you gonna do? I can't sing and dance. Too ugly to be a male prostitute, so damn, I guess I gotta work for a living. A buddy of mine years ago, he used to say, why couldn't I have been born rich instead of handsome? at Quick Trip over there. There's a story I don't know if I can tell on the channel, but it originated at the Quick Trip right there. It involved motorcycles, 4 of them, and my buddy Bino, actually 3 at that time. Later on it turned into 4. It was me, Bino, and CK. Oh man, I don't think I can tell that story on the channel. Oh, it started there and ended down south quickly. One of them armored Oshkosh trucks over there on my right. Now he's behind us. He's gonna go down the highway. They drive him around to test them. I've hauled a few of them before. Which building? man, I'll tell you why. The problem is, like, these things are not put on pallets very well. They're painted, they're freshly painted, so you gotta be careful how you grab them. Some of them are 8, 9, 10 feet long. They're on a regular pallet. One of them's on like a half a pallet, so it makes it wibbly wobbly. How you grab it, you gotta be careful. And then you can't just put the two together in the middle of the trailer, throw a couple straps over it, because then they'll walk together. As the straps pull, it crushes them together, and then they'll rub each other and scratch the crap out of themselves, so there's not much point in it. Obviously, you can touch up paint it when they get after they're full assembled or whatever, if need be, but you don't need them absolutely trashed. So nonetheless, it's challenging on how to tie it down. You know what though, you take your time with it, you'll be alright. Didn't take me all that long. The total was like, I don't know, an hour and a half tying it down, loading, you know. Loader guy did alright. I mean, he put it on the trailer. I was able to bounce it around by hand and try to separate them a little bit better. Each one on blue pieces needed 2 straps. That way, one pulled one way, one pulled the other, and then, even though they're next to each other, each section had 4 straps, 2 straps per piece. Get on down the line with what we got. We're gonna grab 41, head north. We'll take that to US 10. Now we just skid across US 10 all the way underneath Appleton, and then cross the rest of the state basically. Manitowoc's right on the river. Not river, the river goes through it, but right on Lake Michigan. So across the rest of the state on US 10. It's about an hour and a half ride-ish. We've been there to cone cranes. We've been there before. So we'll get that unloaded and then see what the rest of the day, has in store for us. And here we are.